Hey everybody, this is Mr. Phil from Alabama Hot Sauce. On the web, that's alabamahotsauce.com. Today, we're going to blend up some Louisiana-style hot sauce made from about a 2 or 3 week ferment of beautiful red hot Fresno peppers. And just to add a little jazz to it, we might throw in a surprise. Let's get going. Hey everybody, it's Mr. Phil back at you. Today we're going to have a lot of fun. We're going to make the simplest of all hot sauces. The Louisiana-style vinegar-based hot sauce. This is the most popular hot sauce sold in the United States. Everybody loves it, especially in the South and the Southwest. It happens to be my favorite kind of hot sauce, and it's made out of a variety of peppers. The one I'm most partial to are those beautiful red hot Fresno chilies. Now, Fresno chilies can run on sort of the medium side of the temperature range, and they can run pretty hot. But if they don't run quite hot enough when we taste it, we got a little surprise we're going to throw in. All right, now if you'll remember, in my last video, a couple of videos ago, we did this hot red pepper mash. This thing's been fermenting for about 2.5, 3 weeks. Mashes move really fast. I didn't want this one to go very long because I didn't want it to be very sour. So what we're going to do is we're going to open it up and we're going to take a little sample out, test the pH. I hope it's in the range of like 3.5, 3.6 in there. That's about where it should be. We're then going to get our blender out and our small number of ingredients, just pepper, vinegar, and salt. We're going to blend it up, we're going to put it in the jars, and we're going to wrap up a wonderful hot sauce. All right, now the first thing we're going to do is I'm going to open this jar of sauce, and I got all my sample spoons lined up here. I'm going to come up with this sample spoon. Get a little bit of that mash in there. And what we're going to do, oh, this smells great. It smells hot too. We're going to come over here with our pH analyzer. Get this baby going. And see what this pH is giving us. All right. This was calibrated earlier. I calibrate the meter every time before I do any hot sauce work to make sure it's just right. We calibrate it with a very acid sample at 4.0, and then we calibrate it with a neutral sample at 7.0. This is measuring 3.61. That's great. That's sort of what I expected it to be. 3.5, 3.6. So we are very good to proceed on with this. All right. Now, you know I always measure things in grams. I measure liquids in milliliters. In the metric system, a gram and a milliliter are equal. So 1 milliliter of liquid at a density of 1.00 weighs exactly 1 gram. So what I'm going to do, we're going to get out our blender here. And I want to make about 12 bottles of sauce. So I'm going to need about 64 ounces, 65 ounces of liquid. In this sauce, we're going to mix in quite a bit of vinegar. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pour from this jar an amount of liquid that's about 1,250 milliliters. Maybe slightly over. So, There, we're coming. There you go. Matter of fact, I'm going to put it all in there. We were just about anyway. That's about 1,270 milliliters. Now, we're going to go in the blender. And we're going to blend this stuff up a little bit. Remember, this is going to be a smooth, silky sauce. And I apologize up front for the noise. Looking mighty good here. I got a feeling this is going to be delicious. Oh yeah. All right. That smells great, looks great. Wonderful blend. Oh my, oh my. How can anything be this good? Now what I'm going to do, I'm now going to add a pretty good deal of vinegar. I'm going to say this is going to take, let's see, about that's my millimeter measurements here. That's about 700 milliliters of apple cider vinegar. Now I got to fill it up a little high there, but that's all right. I think we can work with this. Now we're going to mix this up. It's going to be a delicious sauce. I need a dozen bottles out of this because this is going to be used as a taste test for some of my tasters, because this particular sauce is going to go in production as soon as I get the feedback on the taste testing. So I need about a dozen bottles of it. All right, that's looking good. Okay, let's see what we have here. Now you folks know I keep a whole stack of sanitized tasting spoons. Everything up here has been sanitized today. It's been washed, it's been sterilized, and then it's been sprayed with star sand. So everything is really good. The consistency of this is just great. I mean, this is hard to beat. Now, let's taste it. I gotta tell you, it tastes wonderful, and it tastes hot. But I think what I'm gonna do, right here I've got a fermented jar that we did about a month ago of red habanero peppers. These are considerably hotter than these Red Fresnos. So I'm going to kick the heat up a little bit by adding a little bit of this habanero pepper. All right, that's 63 grams. And let's add about 57 more grams. There's 57 more grams. Now that's going to kick that up a little bit. It's going to add a little bit more heat to it. Now before we move on, since I know it's going to need it, I'm going to add a little bit of black pepper. And I'm using finely ground table grind here, simply because it mixes up better. It's just much, much easier to add to the sauce than a coarse grind. There we go. That's 10 grams of black pepper. Now, we're going to mix it up. Now, you've heard me say that I have to pasteurize this to put it in the bottle. And if you've watched one of my previous videos, you'll see that I can actually pasteurize it. That is, bring it up to temperature in this blender. Now, there's no heating element in the blender. But what we have is a very high rotation of the blades. The blades are very blunt. So just the friction alone is going to bring this temperature up to about 195 degrees. We're then going to bottle it, we're going to cap them, we're going to turn the bottles upside down, and it'll be perfectly sanitary. It's got a low pH, so it'll be very, very safe. All the hot fluid going into the bottles is going to kill anything that could have possibly remained there. I don't know how anything could, but that's going to be the perfect way to bottle a hot sauce. And I'll be back with you shortly. I'm going to run this. It's going to take about 8 or 10 minutes. We're going to get some heat in this thing, and we're going to start bottling. Thank you. All right, now let's see where we stand on this. Let's see. You notice I gloved up. Matter of fact, I'm going to put on my mask because when it's hot, when it's warm, the temperature this is right now, the fumes coming off of this thing are just completely wild. Now, I got my digital thermometer here. Let's see what we got. We're shooting for 190 degrees. Somewhere between 190 and 210. We know it's not 212 because it's not boiling. But it's pretty hot. I said 200, I meant 190. There's 180. 184. My actual temperature is 180, but I always try to take it up 15 more degrees. 187. 191. All right, that's going to be good enough right there. I'm pretty sure that's about, if I had to guess, I'd say it's about 195. Now what we're going to do is we're going to start bottling. I gotta tell you folks, this looks absolutely phenomenal. Now, if you remember, we invert these in the box because we want that hot sauce, nearly boiling sauce, to also sanitize the neck of that bottle and the top of that cap. I think I told you when we bottle these commercially, we would actually use a filling machine. It can fill about 3 times faster than I can do it this way. Even though I thoroughly enjoy hand filling them. I enjoy making the sauce at home anyway. To me, that's a lot of fun. There's a dozen bottles. Folks, what we have here is some absolutely delicious Louisiana-style red hot Fresco pepper with a little dash of habanero for extra heat hot sauce. This stuff is great. I guarantee you it's as good or better than any Louisiana hot sauce you've ever tasted. Thank you very much, and I'm glad you joined me. Thank you very much for being with me tonight. I'd greatly appreciate it if you would click the subscribe button up there. Click the little emblem that's got my face in it. Also, there's a video up here I'd like for you to watch. Comments. I appreciate you subscribing to the channel. I've enjoyed it. I hope you have. And I'll see you next time. Thank you.